Hello and welcome back to the Unnamed Podcast. My name is Tyler.
And my name is Michael.
Today's date is September 26th, 2020. It has been 10 months since a podcast was recorded.
It is, yeah.
We're back. We're in town.
We're doing this.
We're
This
doing
is happening. We have finally returned to our domain.
It feels good.
It feels fantastic.
And it's going to keep coming back because we're going to do it remotely.
We will be. We will be doing some Zooms or some Skypes and recording.
Maybe even do some video at that point if we decide.
At that point, we might as well.
And then maybe the TikTok might be on its way. Stay tuned. We got some kinks to work out there, but stay tuned.
We're working. We're trying to build an audience here.
Yeah, we got a professional sports media person in the building.
Let's not go there yet. Let's not go
Very
there
soon.
yet.
Very soon.
Let's jump right into it, though.
Right in.
Football is amazing.
Football.
We're a little late.
Just a little late. It's a little late for predictions. We'll probably hit you with predictions come mid-season.
Yeah, we'll hit you with those. Let me just start off with this. I was right on my Super Bowl prediction last year and my mid-season prediction. The Kansas City Chiefs did win the Super Bowl. I just want everyone to know I did say that. It was a real hot take, totally, last year.
But you hit.
I was right.
I'll give you that one.
And
I don't want to talk about my Lamar Jackson predictions from last year. I want to talk about the Ravens.
I could just play the audio from the first 2 minutes of the first ever episode, and it's the Ravens will be the worst team in the NFL, and
yeah.
You couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah,
they were literally the number one team.
Yeah.
and Lamar won MVP, and you said he would suck.
I will argue that the progression he had was pretty unprecedented.
It was
guys
really
don't just do that, Yeah. Guys don't get that much better as a passer that fast usually.
I'm impressed. He's still good.
He's still good. I'm still expecting regression.
Yeah,
because he's not really showing it yet, but I think it's going to be there eventually.
Who's he played? He's played Cleveland and Houston.
Yeah.
He's
they
still
got Kansas City this week.
We'll talk about that game later. Let's talk about Thursday night. Minshew Mania. Where was it?
Another boring NFL Thursday night game.
Next week is Denver, New York. So.
Yeah, and Denver would be fun.
Yeah, they would be, but Drew Lock and Cortland Sutton,
Von Miller, their entire roster.
The fun players are not playing.
Exactly.
So
and
it's not fun anymore.
New York
has Adam Gase.
Oh yeah, it's the Jets.
Yeah.
Fuck the Jets.
I'm not a fan of the Jets. They're the worst team.
I like Sam Darnold.
I don't.
I like Sam Darnold.
I think he's okay. He makes some throws, and I'm like,
Did you see that throw?
The
one on Twitter?
Yeah, it was a really good throw.
Yeah.
To Braxton Berrios.
Yeah.
I almost started that guy in the fantasy league.
I think
I didn't.
I think I saw a stat that Darnold has had 19 different receivers in 3 years that he's completed a pass to.
That's impressive.
That's a lot.
To some extent.
Well, the fact that he's completed passes to them is impressive.
Yeah.
Because they're not good receivers.
Yeah.
Because he had Demaryius Thomas, washed up Demaryius Thomas.
He's had a lot of garbage.
And Nunwa?
He used to have Quincy Nunwa was solid.
He was alright. Robbie Anderson was solid.
He was, and he's still solid with Carolina. Minshew though. I think he needs to be the guy in Jacksonville.
After 3 games, I think he deserves it.
And last season, if you look at his numbers, if he was a first round pick, I honestly believe no one would be talking about Jacksonville tanking for Trevor. But because he was a 6th round pick, there's this
the fact that their
stereotype.
entire core fell apart so fast.
Yeah, I just think that he's a good. You watch him play, he makes plays happen.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. He made a touchdown. He scored a touchdown against Denver last year, where he evaded 4 sacks. He was juking out people, and then he threw a missile.
He's a playmaker.
He gets it done. He gets it done.
I don't even know who to compare him to.
He doesn't really have a comparison. He's just a good quarterback. He's average to above average right now.
I would put him at average.
But he's still young. I got faith in him.
There's room to grow. I would compare him style wise to I don't know.
Let's say like an Alex Smith.
Alex Smith. I wouldn't even say Dak.
Nah, young, like rookie year Dak. Yeah. Dak right now though, that's a different guy. That's a different guy.
Yeah.
Dallas needs to pay Dak.
They should have paid him a long time ago.
I don't understand this stigma around Dak Prescott as being a bad quarterback.
I don't know where that came from.
Where is it because he's from Dallas and everyone likes to hate on Dallas? I mean, I'm no Dallas fan. I enjoy to see them fail because they're fans.
Right.
But real recognizes real. That dude, he's a
football
baller.
Player.
He's a baller. I mean, wasn't he like top 3 in yards last year? And they had one of the highest passing offenses.
And he made Amari Cooper look really good again. I mean, Amari Cooper's a really good receiver.
Yeah, but that was a good trade.
Yeah.
That was a good trade
for them.
For Dallas.
And Dak's got all those weapons now.
CeeDee Lamb's good.
Michael Gallup seems kind of off to the side now. And he's in a contract year too, I think. Or next year.
Next year. It's coming up, but they'll pay him. He won't want too much. He was no first round pick or anything, so
he was a second rounder. Right?
He was second rounder.
I think he was a second rounder.
He needs to know his role. He's got 2 first round guys in front of him.
That's true. He's good though.
He's good.
If I were him, I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to go somewhere else and be a number 1 guy.
Some attempt to. I mean, CD getting 88. That was big.
Yeah.
That was Jerry saying that's going to be the guy forever.
Right.
You don't just give that number out in Dallas.
And the value of that pick was, I mean, they got him at 18?
They got him where he wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah. And honestly, I think Denver with Judy at 15 was even better value.
Oh, Judy.
I think Judy's a better receiver.
He's the best receiver. I've always thought that. Just as a route runner, watch him run routes right now, and it's
that guy is
he's a rookie and he's running routes like that. It's impressive. I mean,
it's a shame Drew Lock can't be there. I'm really sad about Denver. I really.
I was gonna come.
I thought they were gonna make the playoffs. I thought they still could, but
not with Jeff Driscoll.
I mean, how many games is Lock gonna be out for? 5 or 6?
Yeah,
they're looking at.
That's too many.
Yeah, I'm curious how tough the schedule is.
He's in the AFC West. Las Vegas looks good.
Vegas, I'm not.
Their offense looks good.
Yeah, the offense is legit.
Then you got Kansas City, got the Chargers.
The Chargers. I wish we could have done a predictions video because I like it. I like the Chargers this year because of the home field advantage factor.
I don't think it's that big of a thing.
They look good.
Why they always play KC tough.
Is Derwin going to come back at some point?
I'm pretty sure he's out for the year.
Is he out for the year?
I'm pretty sure. It was like a Achilles or ACL thing.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, can we stop talking about him as one of the best safeties if he hasn't played in 2 years now? I mean, he was still getting like hype over Jamal Adams this year, and now he's not playing again. Yeah. Like he doesn't need to be talked about with Jamal and Tyrann.
We'll see how well he heals up if he's the same guy after all these.
He will be.
All the knees.
He won't be the same, but he'll be still good.
Yeah,
he'll still be a top safety. But
yeah,
sucks for him.
Yeah,
it's just the Charger way.
And that was a great pick for them too. They got him in like the middle of the first round. And he was supposed to be like a top.
He was supposed to be. He was the top talent.
Yeah.
That's the Charger way. Every player gets hurt if you play for the Chargers.
And why are they? I don't understand the Herbert decision.
It wasn't a decision. Well, I mean, he's starting again.
No, anyway. I mean, he's starting again this. Oh yeah, Tyrod's lung is punctured. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, because originally Anthony Lynn was like, "Oh no, Tyrod's coming. Tyrod's going to come back, and Tyrod's going to be the starter."
Because Anthony Lynn was a player, he doesn't want to do his guy dirty like that.
Yeah.
Because Tyrod never did anything wrong. He was 1-0, and who knows what happens if Tyrod plays Kansas City? Maybe he wins him the game. Who knows? You can't decide because
just the way he put it when he was like, "This guy's a backup for a reason." It's like when you talk to the press, I feel like it's got to be more of a, all right, Tyrod's our guy. Tyrod should have started this game. Like, especially with what he said about, like, Anthony Lynn just keeps saying weird stuff. With what he said about Herbert, what is it about the guy walking off the bus? Do you remember what? You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about?
he's
Yeah. Like I don't have a problem with Anthony Lynn. It's just like what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah. I still think that the Chargers should have won that game.
Oh,
as a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
As well as Herbert played, he still lost him the game when he threw that pick.
Yeah. I mean,
they were in scoring distance. He had a first down that he could have ran for. Made a rookie mistake, forced to throw through a pick.
Yeah.
Next like 3 plays later, 70-yard touchdown to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Now it's a tie game.
Damn. That's what happens when you play Kansas City.
You can't make mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, literally the whole game, it was, wow, the Chargers are playing good.
Yeah.
And they lost out.
Yeah. And that's the Chargers.
That's the Chargers. That's KC. You can be like, man, they suck.
Right.
And then the fourth quarter happens, and you're like, that's the best team in the NFL.
Right. I was surprised they didn't come out a lot stronger with how well they played against Houston. That offense was, like, the fact that the run game was doing everything for them in week 1 against Houston, like, that was really crazy to see. Like, you got Patrick Mahomes, you just gave him all this money. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got the best quarterback in the league for the next 10 years. And your run game is
and you had 26 carries from your first. Well, this is what I'm seeing. So watching the games, and I've rewatched them. Every team is running a 2 deep safety look against Kansas City because they're petrified of Tyreek Hill.
Right.
So that was like, gotta run it with Clyde now. But the thing is, when you play the Chargers, they got the D line that can handle a run game of Clyde. I mean, you got Linval Joseph on the inside, you got Joey, and you got Melvin on the outside.
Tillery, too.
Tillery's good. Tillery's really good. He had a really good game. Ingram's actually on IR now with a knee thing. But during that game, that's a good D line. That's why they were getting a lot of stops against Kansas City because they were playing everything in front of you.
Especially when you've got strong guys on the edge. And against a guy like Clyde, you don't let him bounce it outside and make that first cut.
They played an incredible game. Anthony Lynn always does a great job against Kansas City. He always loses, but he still looks good while they lose.
Right.
Always a turnover that loses them the game. It used to just be, Phillip Rivers being Phillip Rivers.
Right.
But now it was a rookie mistake. I'm worried being a Chiefs fan in the AFC West with Drew Lock in the future, Justin Herbert in the future.
That's legit.
That is a loaded division with a lot of arm strength.
Yeah.
That's all the arm strength.
And we'll see what Oakland does. I mean,
Vegas.
The offense is firing, but, I mean, Carr was kind of on thin ice at the beginning of the year.
And he's starting to get off of it. I mean, he was an MVP a few years ago before he broke his back.
Yeah.
He was like second in that conversation.
Was that the
That was the last time the Raiders made the playoffs. They were 12-4.
Who won MVP that year? Was that the Matt Ryan?
I think it was Matt Ryan. It was the Matt Ryan
because he broke his back and Matt McGloin came in
for like the last 2 games
against the Texans. In the wild card.
Well, yeah, but he got hurt during the regular season, and it was like Matt McGloin played KC, and they lost the division in that game.
Yeah, and then they got
murdered by Brock Osweiler.
Yeah, of all people. Brock, I forgot about that guy. Brock Osweiler. I want to talk about the Cardinals.
They're good.
I love Kyler Murray.
I do too.
I love Kyler Murray. If we had done a predictions thing, I would have loved to pick him for MVP.
I would have picked probably Russell, like I did last year, I think.
I would have loved to pick Kyler Murray for MVP.
Yeah. But, I mean, we have our text message saved playoff teams from before the draft even happened.
I could probably find a way to put them on the screen.
I'm going to pull up...
If it becomes enough of an issue.
I want to pull up these teams that we...
You want to talk about your Redskins prediction?
No, I don't, actually. That's not at all what I want to talk about. Okay, so this is from April 25th.
Okay.
And our predictions were... I mean, mine still looks solid in the AFC. I had Chiefs... Broncos, that one's wrong. Steelers, Ravens.
Okay.
Bills, Colts, Texans. Colts not looking too good right now. They had a good game against Minnesota, but that Jacksonville game really scares me.
Yeah, and then Houston.
I got faith in them.
I have no faith in Houston.
They have started the hardest possible 2 games you could ever play.
Yeah.
And they're going to have another hard game this week against Pittsburgh.
You only have so many games. That's almost a quarter of their season. I just don't think there's enough talent there.
I think when you got a quarterback like that, they're going to go 9-7 and squeak in. They'll find a way.
Especially when
there's an extra
like Denver
and there's this extra wild card spot that's perfect for them this year.
Yeah.
It's got to be real tough to get those. Oh, how are we starting the season against? Oh, Kansas City. Damn.
Yeah.
All right, who's next? We can bounce back. Baltimore. Damn. All right, who's after that? Pittsburgh. Come on. Can we play a team that's bad?
Right.
And then you go look at the Bears and they're playing the Lions and the Giants.
Yeah, and then they have Atlanta. Say what you want about Atlanta, but they're not what they should be probably.
My NFC predictions. Seahawks, right.
Okay.
Cardinals, yep. Vikings, no. No, the Vikings suck.
Or no?
They suck.
That's bold.
I don't think it's bold at all. They have no defense. They have the worst secondary in the NFL by far.
I think they could definitely bounce back.
No shot.
The talent's there. I have faith in Minnesota to turn around.
Kirk Cousins looked like a fool against a defense that Gardner Minshew threw one incompletion against. I just want that to be said.
Valid.
Those exact words. He scored -2 fantasy points against a team where Minshew threw more touchdowns than incompletions against.
That's valid. I'll give you that one.
Packers, yep. Saints and Bucks I had in there. And then my NFC West winner, or East winner, was the Redskins. Which is better than anyone who said the Eagles were going to win it. Yeah. So I want that. I'm in contention still.
Yeah. What happened to Carson Wentz?
He sucks.
What happened?
I'm so serious. He might be the worst quarterback starting right now. From his first 2 games, he has played the 2 worst games compared to any other starting quarterback.
Okay. I would still take him over.
I'd take him over a lot of guys. Yeah. But the way he's playing right now, and Max Kellerman said this, and I completely agree with him. If he continues to play the way he is playing right now, Jalen Hurts will start a game. He will start this season.
You wonder what led the Eagles to draft Hurts anyway.
So
maybe they saw this coming.
An insurance second round pick quarterback. They could have signed.
It's not like Wentz is old.
No, it wasn't like a Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers thing where they're
it's not a Garoppolo Brady.
Yeah, they didn't draft Hurts to wait 3 years and then it's his team.
Right.
They drafted Hurts because maybe now it's his team.
Yeah.
I've been looking at some Pro Football Focus. They're saying that it's not the Eagles' O-line that's why Wentz is getting all those sacks. They are, but it's not on them that he's getting sacked. He keeps going for these home run plays. He needs to realize he doesn't have any receivers that can make these home run plays with him.
Because who's he really got?
He's got no one. Alshon hasn't played
Alshon.
He's got Zach Ertz and Dallas
Aguilar's gone.
Has Deshaun been playing?
I think he has. Is he even on the team?
Yeah, he's still playing. I know Rager's out.
Oh, yeah.
So, he's got no one, but he didn't have anyone last year, and people were over here in this offseason. We're talking to him. He's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
He comes out first 2 weeks. They blew a 17-point lead to Washington.
Yeah. A team that,
is
Washington
bad.
is a bottom feeder.
Yeah, they're not a good team.
You can't let that happen.
Let's say this. Let's give Washington some credit about that D-line. Wow. That is
Chase Young is really good. I like Chase
He's
Young.
Everything everyone said he was going to be.
Yeah.
And then that is just Alabama and Chase Young at the front line.
Yeah.
And that's so scary for any team. With Ron Rivera as the coach, too, don't be shocked if Washington's a 7-9, 8-8 team that beats good teams sometimes.
Right. They're one of those upset kind of teams where the D-line has a good day, gets a bunch of pressures, and that can win you a football game.
Yeah. Their secondary isn't the best, but it's
when you got the D-line, they don't need to do a whole lot.
They can send 4, and there's instant pressure.
Exactly.
You sent Kerrigan, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, and Chase Young at a guy.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who are you doubling?
Especially when you're going up against the Eagles' terribly hurt O-line.
Well, just
or even like Cowboys or Tyron Smith has been out.
Cowboys are winning that division. They would have been looking real bad if they lost that Falcons game 0-2 and then going to Seattle go 0-3. But that comeback was huge for Dallas for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Like that's a defining game right there.
Right.
They lose that game, they'll start 0-3. Everyone's Dallas sucks. Now they're 1-1. Still at the top of the division because it's a terrible division.
Right.
So who knows?
Yeah, the end is like, it seems like everything is just up for grabs.
In the
like,
NFC.
granted, it's early in the year, but this is not what we were expecting.
No, it's not like the AFC where it's KC, Baltimore, rest of the AFC. No one knows. I mean, the Packers are the best team in the NFC right now.
Yeah.
Or Seattle. One of those two.
And
I still don't believe in the Packers.
I don't believe in the Packers. The receiving help isn't there.
Rodgers looks so good right now. He's playing some of the best football he's played ever.
Yeah. But, I mean, Aaron Jones is doing so much for them. I don't know how much I trust that defense to hold it down.
I just don't think they can. In a shootout situation, I don't think they're keeping up with Seattle.
I think they're an 11-5 team. I think they're good, but maybe they go back to the NFC Championship, especially with no Niners to deal with. Maybe they go back to the NFC Championship. I just don't see them really being a legitimate contender.
Yeah. And you guys did hear right. My April prediction was that the Niners were not going to make the playoffs.
I'm not going to give you credit for that because they're hurt.
I wasn't done yet. I was under the belief that I just don't think that they were going to run it back. I thought they were going to have a Rams kind of what the Rams did last year, just disappoint everybody. And now I can't take full credit for that because their entire team just got hurt in one game.
Right.
So, who knows? I still, even watching them play, like when they played the Cardinals, I was like, this is why. This is why I said they were good.
Though. Cardinals are legit.
They're good.
But
if you watch their defense, that defense struggles against mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing when you play Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson twice a year.
Right.
It's 4 games against quarterbacks that you can't contain at all.
Exactly.
They got to figure something out against these mobile quarterbacks because they lose games to those guys.
Well, now that their entire D-line is gone, except for Kinlaw.
Yeah, they have Kinlaw and that's it.
It's Kinlaw.
Yeah. Is Armstead still there? Yeah, Armstead's still there. Yeah.
Wait, yeah, oh.
Because it's only Thomas and Bosa and D Ford who are out. Those 3 are out.
Right. Well, because then, what's-his-face is in Indianapolis.
Buckner. Yeah, they traded him for Kinlaw.
Yeah, so you got Armstead and Kinlaw.
That's tough.
But that's on the inside. You don't have an edge presence.
None. They're a team. I mean, they have no wide receivers. Even with Deebo Samuel, I still don't think they have.
I think Ayuk
real wide receiver.
I'm not high on Ayuk as a prospect, but I think he fits that system really well. I think he could be something for them.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
They need to.
And of course, Kittle's having injury issues too.
Yeah, I mean, they need to make a trade for Emmanuel Sanders again.
Yeah.
They need Emmanuel Sanders back.
They need somebody like him anyway. I mean, I don't know who that would be.
I think they should have took one of the receivers instead of Kinlaw. I genuinely think that.
I'm not gonna knock them for that pick.
I think Kinlaw's a great
as far
player.
as value goes, the fact that they traded
back one spot.
They traded Buckner for that pick just to draft his replacement for cheap for the next 5 years.
That's what. But I'm saying, like, they already had such a good D line.
But the value is crazy good. Like, if you want to talk about, getting back to the Super Bowl, that's how good teams get back to the Super Bowl, by replacing big time talent like that.
Didn't they have their other first round pick? I mean, maybe they were thinking we could get another.
Who did they draft at the back end?
Was it Ayuk?
Was it Ayuk?
Yeah, I don't think he's that good.
Was he a first round pick?
He's first or second. I don't know who their other pick was. That draft was so long ago, man. It feels like it was just yesterday that we were happy to have a draft, and that was so long ago. But what I'm just saying is, like, they needed someone who could create space for themselves.
Yeah, Ayuk was a 25th pick.
Yeah, that was too high.
Yeah, That's way too high.
In a very stacked wide receiver class.
Yeah, you don't need to make that pick.
I get it. Like, take Kinlaw. It's a stacked receiver class, but then if you're gonna go around and pick Ayuk of all guys, like,
imagine if they had Jerry Jeudy.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, imagine Jerry Jeudy. Like, with no Debo, having Jerry Jeudy would be huge.
Yeah.
But then if you
Jerry Jeudy is Emmanuel Sanders, but cheap and young and better.
It goes to the same extent of the Buckner thing.
Right.
You're replacing Emmanuel Sanders, but with Jerry Jeudy, who has potential to be way better than Emmanuel Sanders ever was.
Right.
And Kinlaw has to try really hard to be just as good as Buckner was.
Right. Kinlaw's good, but
Buckner was really
the talent or the production gap, I should say, is different.
Yeah, it is. I think the Niners are going to be struggling. I mean, they'll win this week. They play the Giants.
And that division is just so good because the Rams are legit for some reason.
Then every single team in that division can go to the NFC Championship.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think any team can go to the Super Bowl, but I think they can all lose in the NFC Championship.
In the West?
Yeah.
Seattle can't go to the Super Bowl?
They can all go to the NFC Championship. Seattle can go to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
That's it. No other team's going to the Super Bowl from that division.
I really like Arizona.
There's no chance that team goes to the Super Bowl at all.
All it takes is some injury luck.
No. No shot, man. There's no shot. You're going to look at that defense and you're going to tell me that there's enough playmakers on the defense to keep them in playoff games?
Budda Baker's really good. Isaiah Simmons is really good.
He's still a rookie, though. He isn't like...
Yeah, but that guy is... You can put him anywhere you want.
You're really just trying to attach yourself to this Kyler Murray train.
I love Kyler Murray.
And I think that the Bills are still a better team than the Cardinals are.
I can get behind that. I can get behind the Bills.
But no one's saying the Bills are a threat.
Well, but they have a completely different situation.
Why? Because they're in a better conference?
They have to deal with... Yeah, they're in a better conference. You got New England in there. Granted, they're in a
New England's good.
They're in an easier division.
I should have picked New England. I should have picked New England to still make the playoffs. I
also
also didn't think they were going to Cam.
Cam being healthy is...
Told you Cam would be good.
Okay, you're not a doctor.
It was so long ago since he's been hurt that I knew it's Cam fucking Newton. He's Cam Newton. You pay him.
I didn't trust him to be healthy. And I don't think that's why he didn't get signed for so long, is because teams didn't trust him to be healthy.
COVID is why he didn't get signed for so long, because they couldn't evaluate his injury, because they couldn't get him in person. That's what hurt him. And I think he understands that, but that he got paid so little, not like he cares. He came out and said, I don't care how much I get paid. I've been paid. I want my respect.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting it. He's still a top quarterback.
Yeah. And it's crazy to see the Patriots with a playmaker like that at quarterback.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you talk about the Patriot way, and that's the big thing in the news, changing the Patriot way. It's like, especially black quarterback in Boston.
Yeah.
Like, it's a completely different thing over there.
I love New England. I think they're going to be... They're still not going to win the division. I still got Buffalo.
Buffalo's too good.
Buffalo's still going to win the division.
Josh Allen's too good. Our guy, Josh Allen.
Never forget, if you guys listened to the show, last year, fantasy prediction, we all told you, make sure Josh Allen is on your fantasy team. We said even have 3 quarterbacks, so it means Josh Allen is the 3rd one. Mm-hmm. And guess what? He was a top 5 quarterback finish. We told you so. Mm-hmm. We will take so much credit for that.
Yep. All day, every day.
Because not that many... I mean, he was talked about as improving a lot.
Right.
But no one was saying he was a top 5 fantasy quarterback.
Exactly.
Which we said he was.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All 12 of you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You got that advice. We don't have any of those guys this year. Drew Lock got hurt. That was the guy. That was my guy.
And then, Kyler was valued too high this year to really be that guy. Drew Lock was the guy. I can't really think about anybody else.
I mean, maybe Herbert will be if he keeps playing.
Yeah, I don't know when we'll see him get to play again.
I mean, he's playing this week.
He's playing this week?
Tyrod's lung is punctured. He can't play.
But how long... I thought that was a fairly short-term thing.
They already came out and said Tyrod's out again.
Okay.
So, I don't know who LA is playing. But I'm excited. I like Herbert. I think he's got it, man. Which I don't like to say.
He really reminds me of Trubisky.
No.
He really strikes me as like Trubisky to the max. As far as like the decision making and like just like watching the process around him, it's like it looks similar.
I think you just got those Trubisky tinted glasses on, and you're just wanting to have that happen to some other team, not just you.
Okay, that's valid.
And
but
I watch him play, and the throws he would make, he wasn't expecting to start that game. That was still going to be Tyrod's game.
Okay.
So for him to get thrown in there not knowing, and it'd be this far off of so many beautiful passes, I think if you give him a few weeks, those passes are complete. And then,
but how much of throwing accurate passes is really a rookie thing?
I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
But you're still an NFL quarterback. You know what I mean? How much does
how much faster people are in the NFL compared to Oregon?
That's valid.
I mean, he's got to go from throwing to guys who can't even make it to the CFL to he's playing with Keenan Allen. Like, he's not ready for that.
But then at the end of the day, he lost the game because of
a rookie mistake.
I'll give him a rookie mistake. But he had all the talent in that draft.
Everyone said
I would probably call him more talented than Joe Burrow.
Oh, he's got all the talent in the world, and he showed it to me.
But he played in not a pro style offense at all at Oregon. Very far from a pro style offense.
He was all spread. I mean, he never took a snap under center.
Exactly, and it strikes me as being very similar to the Trubisky situation.
I can see it, but he looked good. He looked better than I ever saw Trubisky look to me.
It was I think it was Brett Coleman did an entire film study on Herbert before the draft, and it was that was his main comparison was I think he said, quote, Trubisky turned up to 100.
That's not good. That's not what you want to hear.
No,
I'm in on him.
I think best case as far as talent goes, I would compare him to Josh Allen.
I think
he's basically Josh Allen.
He's on the same exact trajectory.
Yeah.
He has saying he has a lot less of a strong arm isn't saying Herbert has a weak arm.
Yeah, that's
Josh Allen's got
Josh Allen,
he's tied with he's with Mahomes.
As far as arms, I mean, Allen, Mahomes, interchangeable, I'd say.
And then
then you could put Herbert in the second tier.
Yeah, he's in that tier with the Rodgers.
We're
just talking about strength here. We're not talking ability to throw
talent.
it. He's got strength there, and
Russell
you
Wilson
could tell.
You
could tell. He was throwing those balls. He needs to
I'll
learn.
put Russell Wilson in tier 1 actually. Tier 1.5.
Yeah, he throws a better deep ball than he does. He throws he's more accurate with his deep balls than Mahomes and Allen are. But those two can throw it farther.
Right.
If they were put on the goal line and said, "Throw it as far as you can,"
I don't know if anybody throws a nicer looking deep ball than Russell Wilson.
No one does. No one does. It's always in the breadbasket. Yeah. I mean, literally last game against New England to DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf can run routes now.
Yeah, he can.
That's crazy.
I was wrong about it.
I thought he was going to be basically Calvin Johnson. But
in his route running,
Yeah, I mean, because we talked about it last year. Calvin, it was the Next Gen Stats said that it was 95% of the routes that Calvin Johnson ran in his career were slants and streaks.
Yeah.
And look, DK Metcalf's been one of the best route runners in the NFL.
He's really good. And I think that he was a great pick for Seattle.
Yeah.
And that's the team
because they got him, early second round? No, mid-second round.
Yeah. I mean, McCole Hardman was picked above him. Which was
Really?
Yeah, people were really mad in Kansas City about that. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I think, I still to this day...
Hardman is basically just Hill, but...
Worse, yeah.
Yeah.
I still to this day think that that's the right pick.
Right. A really good receiver is Steve Largent, if you want to talk about Seattle receivers. Okay, I'm going to get out of the way now.
Steve Largent talking.
If you get Jim Zorn thrown to him, all right? He'll light it up. Light it up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. DK's good.
DK's good. I still think McCole was the right pick. DK's better than McCole. But in Kansas City, DK can't move laterally, and that's all Kansas City does is move laterally.
You can't throw a screen pass to DK Metcalf.
No, you got to get him that ball down the field.
Yeah.
He's not going to make it.
And that's why Wilson is the perfect guy for him.
Yeah, that was the perfect pick for Seattle. I love that. Seattle is going to the Super Bowl.
Book it right now.
Oh, it's Seattle KC all day.
Seattle KC all day?
That's going to be
a fun Super Bowl.
That's what I said last year, too. Which it should have been if they would have let Russ cook like they are now. Mm. And, wow. When you let Russ cook, he's the second best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. And they're letting him cook. It's been so long.
We've been wanting this for 4 years now.
And Pete Carroll nope, I want to run the ball.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch has been gone, man.
Chris Carson. No, we had Chris Carson now. Fuck Chris Carson.
Chris Carson's still a good running back.
He's a guy.
No, he's more than a guy.
But as far as running backs go, they're all just guys until you get into the top.
That's fair.
6.
Yeah, running back. I feel bad for running backs. I feel bad for Saquon Barkley.
You could say they're one of the most talented position groups.
They are. They got to do so much.
Yeah.
They have to be able to block. You have to be able to catch. You got to be able to read holes and stuff.
Exactly.
It's impossible, and we ask so much of them to shit on them.
Right. And
we don't pay them. We draft a new one whenever we can.
Because there's so many of them. I just wish some of the bigger dudes play linebacker or something.
You're telling Derrick Henry that he should be a linebacker instead of a running back.
Maybe a box safety. Just make something else work.
That's what a lot of them are doing now. I mean, a lot of
at lower levels.
Yeah, they're turning into wide receivers because they know that's where the money is.
Yeah.
And
I think we're kind of running out of time here.
I think we should get into some quick.
I like
picks.
Spread picks.
Let's get some spread picks going.
So the spread I've got is from the beginning of the week on CBS. Sorry, can't make a pick for you. Miami, Jacksonville. I picked Miami plus 3.5. That worked out pretty well. They won outright. Falcons minus 3.5 against Chicago.
I'm taking the Falcons.
I'm taking Chicago. If it was 2.5, I'm taking Atlanta.
You think Falcons win by a field goal?
I think it's enough.
I think Falcons win by 10.
I think it's a close game.
10's not a blowout.
But I think it's a coming down to the wire, the last possession type of game.
I don't know. I don't think that the Bears can keep up.
I think this
even against a terrible.
I think this game will be completely telling for them, for how the season's going to go.
Which is weird that the Falcons are used as the gatekeeper, but they are. They are the gatekeeper team because they're too good to be bad, but they're too bad to be great.
Right.
They can't do it.
I've got Eagles minus 6.5 against Cincinnati.
I'm taking Cincinnati on that. The Eagles are not good.
Yeah.
They're not.
And as bad as Cincinnati's defense is, 6.5.
You tell Burrow to throw the ball 61 times, and guess what? He didn't throw a pick.
Right.
I mean, that says something. Yeah. That says something. Burrow's a guy. He's a guy. He's a good guy.
I like Burrow a lot.
He's good. Yeah. Baker's not.
Baker's
not good.
Okay. In light of Baker, I got Browns minus 7.5 against Washington.
Taking Washington. I'm taking Washington. I think that D-line is going to put a real trouble on it.
Force Baker to make decisions.
Yeah, and he's not good at that. He's not good at making decisions. I think the Browns are going to realize
I think the Browns win that game.
I think they win, but it's going to be a 3 to 4 point win.
I think it's one of those 10-7 type of games.
Nah, are you taking the Browns 7.5? Or are you taking Washington?
I'm taking Washington.
Okay.
I'm saying the game, the actual game score.
10-7. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying the point differential was 10-7. I was then
one
why
of those super low scoring games.
I can see that.
Whoa.
I'm still weird on Dwayne Haskins because
are you good?
What are you doing here, man?
I got Bills minus 2.5 against Rams. I'm taking Buffalo. I like Buffalo too much.
Where's it at still does matter to some extent because of travel. So where is the game at?
Buffalo.
I'll take Buffalo. Yeah, they're going to win by 4. 24-20.
I like that. Buffalo minus 2.5. Giants plus 4.5 against San Francisco.
San Francisco's
I don't think 4.5 is enough. If we're talking 5 or 6, maybe I could swing it, but
Nick Mullins and Jerick McKinnon in the backfield.
no Saquon.
With no Saquon. Devontae Freeman, though.
Rusty Devontae Freeman.
He's still a running back.
True.
I mean, Adrian Peterson still ran for like 80 yards against the Bears.
Adrian Peterson's been on a team.
That's true. He was on the Reds.
Year, though.
I'll still take
yeah, I'm going to take the Niners.
the Niners.
I'm not confident in that pick, though.
No, that one I could easily see the Giants even winning that game.
Oh, yeah. Especially at home. I mean, it's enough of a factor. Cross country.
Danny Dimes, he still has his...
No, actually, take that back. It's not cross country.
They're already still there.
They're already in New York.
But still, they don't even want to play there anymore. They're scared of that field. Danny Dimes might have one of those games where he just explodes.
It's like, hey, maybe you're good, and then the next game he comes out and
he fumbles it 8 times.
Yeah, exactly.
If he could just not fumble, he would honestly be like pretty good.
Yeah.
He had a good rookie year. I think he'll be a solid quarterback. But I don't think he'll be a franchise guy.
I don't know if he'll make it past his first contract.
You don't think so? I think
so.
he'll make one Pro Bowl.
One Pro Bowl?
He'll have one Pro Bowl season. And a real Pro Bowl season. Like he wasn't like a replacement, like the fifth row.
Not a Trubisky.
I didn't want to come out and say that exactly, but that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
As I don't want him to be like the 8th option to be the Pro Bowl quarterback. Like, he'll be like the fan voted like 3rd quarterback.
Right. Patriots minus 6.5 against Oakland. I like
Ooh.
Oakland. I like Oakland.
6.5?
Yeah, 6.5.
That's Oakland all
I like
day.
Oakland a lot.
Patriots still win the game, but
I think that's a super high scoring game.
you think it's a high scoring game?
Super high scoring. I think Cam goes nuts, but I also think the Raiders just blow up Henry Ruggs all day.
Patriots do always struggle with Tyreek Hill. So, I mean, Ruggs is...
Yeah.
He's supposed... Like, that's where his breed is.
Right.
Like, he's that kind of player.
Steelers minus 3.5 against Houston. Pittsburgh. All day. 3.5.
I'm taking Houston. Houston's winning that game.
3.5?
Houston's winning that game.
3.5?
Is it Houston 3.5?
Steelers minus 3.5.
Yes, Houston.
I got it.
It's Houston. They're
That's
winning.
such a good
Houston's winning the game.
I cannot agree with that.
Houston,
Pittsburgh is too good for that.
Deshaun is going to have a game that is just like, I'm sick of losing. I'm still a top quarter. Look at the money I just got paid.
Too good to let that happen.
Is their offense though?
They look good with Ben back.
They almost lost to Jeff Driscoll. Their offense looks awful.
Not awful.
How much did they score against Denver? Like 21?
I thought it was closer to 30.
I thought it was 21-17. I could be wrong. I didn't pay too much attention to the score. I just watched some of it.
26-21. That's what it was.
Okay. Yeah, no. Deshaun Watson is a top quarterback.
I think Pittsburgh finds a way to make it happen. Minus 3.5.
Do you think you're putting too much faith into defense? You got to realize it's a quarterback league. Who won this? What won the Super Bowl? The defense or the quarterback? The quarterback.
But there's just nothing around Watson at all.
Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller are not nothing. Those are good wide receivers. Kenny Stills is still solid wide receiver.
Is David Johnson going to gash you up the middle?
He gashed Kansas City up the middle. They had like 80 rushing yards against Kansas City.
Steelers have a legit front seven, though.
I like Steelers secondary more than I like anything about them.
Oh, yeah.
But Deshaun Watson is going to have a Deshaun Watson game.
Okay. I think even if that happens, I think the Steelers find a way to pull it out.
We'll see. We'll find out next week who was right. I got the
Steelers minus 3.5. He's got Houston outright, so spread doesn't even matter to him. Vikings plus 2.5 against Tennessee.
Give me Tennessee. Tennessee.
I think Minnesota.
Derrick Henry's going to murder that Vikings team.
I don't disagree.
Same defense that Jonathan Taylor ran for 101 yards against. Derrick Henry's definitely going to go pretty crazy.
I think I have faith in Minnesota.
If A.J. Brown was playing, definitely Tennessee. Even without A.J. Brown, Tennessee. Ryan Tannehill's going to have another good game. He's a good quarterback.
Spread considered? I mean, it's only 2.5. So
yeah, I got Tennessee.
Okay, I'm taking Minnesota. Chargers minus 7.5 against Carolina.
7.5.
7.5. Carolina all day. This The CBS Pick'em game says that 68% are picking the Chargers.
Chargers are going to win. It's not going to be... They're not going to win double digits.
I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina finds a way to win that game.
I could see the Chargers find a way to lose that game.
Yeah.
More than...
Exactly.
No Christian McCaffrey.
That's a factor.
That's why it's 7.5.
That's a factor.
But Mike Davis is a guy that can come in. He'll have a big week. No Melvin Ingram.
And Robbie Anderson has been so good. That passing game is legit.
Yeah, they're still going to draft a quarterback because they're going to be bad enough.
At some point. Yeah.
No, this year because they're going to be bad enough to get like Fields or Lance.
Yeah. Well, they just paid Teddy, though. I mean...
You got the North Dakota State kid is good. Trey Lance is good.
It depends on how the draft shakes out.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying they're going to get like a top 5 pick. They're going to get a quarterback there.
I don't know if they're a top 5 team. Or a top 5 pick type of team. I think there's a lot of teams that are worse than them.
We'll see. I'll take Carolina in that spread.
Colts minus 10.5 against the Jets.
Give me the Colts.
I'm taking the Colts, yeah. Cardinals 5.5 against Detroit. Cardinals, easy. Book it.
I'll take the Lions on that. Cardinals win, but Matt Stafford's going to keep that game close. He's going to keep that one close. A little payback for opening week last year.
Booking Arizona on that one.
That's your lock of the week?
Of the week? Lock of the week is Oakland plus 6.5 against New England. Broncos plus 6.5 against Tampa. I like Tampa.
Yeah. No.
Tampa was too good.
No Drew Lock is the only reason. Yeah. If Drew Lock was there, I'm taking Denver.
Oh, yeah. Here's an interesting one. Seahawks minus 4.5. I think that spread is too low. I'm saying, honestly, I think they should be closer to 5 or 6 now.
Really? Seattle can't stop anybody, and neither can Dallas. I think that's going to be a shootout for the ages.
The fact that Dallas was down so bad in that game, though, in the first place, they did win. I'll give them that. They seem like they could kind of melt down at any time. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. Like if that ever happens against a team like Seattle, there's no shot.
So disciplined. They're so legit.
Dak's gonna have a good game.
Okay.
I'll take Dallas on that spread. I think it's gonna be like a 33-30 game.
I'm taking Seattle to cover. Here's a really interesting one. Saints minus 3.5 against Green Bay.
Oh, Green Bay.
I got the Saints. I think...
No.
Wait, hold on. Is Michael Thomas playing?
No.
Is that confirmed? Oh,
no, he's questionable.
Never mind. Devontae Adams is doubtful, though.
I don't care. I don't think the Saints are that good.
If Devontae Adams gets ruled out, I'm probably going to keep it. Because I got the Saints right now.
I think Packers...
No Devontae Adams, I think they...
Packers are winning the game, so... I got Packers outright.
Okay. Monday night, Baltimore Chiefs. Baltimore minus 3.5. I'm taking Kansas City.
I got Kansas City to cover the spread but lose the game.
Really?
Baltimore's going to win.
Really?
And as a Kansas City fan, I honestly am like 80% sure that
in a game like this, I would, no matter who, like what the spread was, where they're playing, I'm taking the points. Give me the 3.5. I don't care which team it is. Give me the 3.5.
That's fair.
So for the tiebreaker in this pick'em game, you guess the total score of the Monday Night Football game as a tiebreaker. It's like the total points between both teams. What would you guess?
72.
I put 66.
72. Because I saw the stat. Mahomes and Lamar both average 30 points per game in primetime games. So anything above 60 is in contention, basically. Yeah. But my reasoning, Baltimore's going to win. You're hearing this from a Kansas City diehard.
I'm going to give you the floor right here.
This is what happens. So how many times has a team like New England lost in the regular season to other contenders? Almost every time they play them, right? I mean, last year they lost to everybody.
They lost to Baltimore. They lost to
Kansas City, Houston. Yeah. They lose those games, and I believe that Bill Belichick doesn't put everything he can out there, while the other teams are putting most of like their bells and whistles. And I think Harbaugh's so sick of losing to Reed Lamar's so sick of losing to Mahomes that they're going to come out, they're going to throw a lot at Kansas City. Kansas City's going to be like, do whatever, man. We're gonna prepare for this. We'll see you in the AFC Championship, and we'll beat you there. You can have this one. I don't think they're gonna coast and like say you can win this game. Obviously, Kansas City's gonna try to win.
Yeah.
This is a big game for seeding and everything. But I think Baltimore's they're sick of losing to Kansas City.
I think the route for Kansas City to win that game is the deep ball. If you can exploit no Earl Thomas, because they don't really have a deep safety presence, and their corner, they have man corners.
They have great man corners though.
But do you have Tyreek Hill and Mecole Hardman type of man corners that can just run with them?
Marlon Humphrey's quick. Marcus is no speedster.
So then is Watkins going to play?
He's questionable.
Who's going to deal with Watkins?
If he plays, that's going to hurt.
Watkins in the deep middle.
I mean, obviously, I want Kansas City to win. I just think that Baltimore's going to be. I mean, they're 0-2 with Lamar. Lamar's lost like 3 games, and 2 of them are to Mahomes.
I think if because the run game and the deep ball kind of go hand in hand. I think if Kansas City establishes the run game and gets the deep ball going, I think they win that game, maybe even by a full touchdown.
If they win that game by a full touchdown, then no one should ever speak ill about the Chiefs for the rest of the year.
Agreed.
I think Baltimore, they'll win this game. They'll be number 1 in power rankings for like the entire year, and then the playoffs will happen. And then we'll get to judge Lamar. I mean, like everyone says, Peyton Manning didn't win his first playoff game till he's 27.
Yeah.
My counter to that is, who's the greatest quarterback of all time, Peyton Manning or Tom Brady? We say Tom Brady because Tom Brady won his playoff games.
Yeah.
So this whole who's better, Mahomes or Lamar? Oh, well, we can't judge Lamar because look what Peyton did. Well, look what Brady did.
Yeah.
That's the same trajectory Mahomes is on.
Yeah.
But with the Manning stats and the Brady winning.
And my thing with Lamar will always be he is susceptible to fall apart.
I'm scared.
I shouldn't say will always be. There will be a time when he can... If he proves to me and the world that he is always going to be the passer that he is right now, fine. Love the guy. But I just don't trust him to be that passer. I really think... Fluke is a strong term, but I don't think that he is consistently going to be the passer that he was last year.
I can agree with that. I think his running ability really opened the passing game for them. They're going to end up having to change their system because this is a college offense right now. Basically,
it's going to stop working eventually.
Yeah,
and eventually you're going to stop having the personnel for it. It's hard to draft that many good tight ends.
I mean, yeah, I saw someone said this great quote about but when they had to pick between Mahomes and Lamar, you got, which house do you want? The one that looks beautiful on the outside but is susceptible to damage, that's Lamar, or the one that you know is sturdy and has no flaws?
Because at the end, Mahomes is the better playmaker at the end of the day, and therefore the better quarterback. Yeah. Because in 2020, that's what quarterbacking is. Who's going to make a play for you?
Yeah, and not like Lamar can't make plays. He's a playmaker. But you're just going up against a guy who does that. That's what he does.
You want me to pick any quarterback to start my franchise? I'm picking Mahomes, Wilson, Watson,
Lamar. Because age is
Age aside, Rodgers.
Okay.
Then probably Lamar.
Okay. Age aside, yeah, but you got to count age.
Get back to me at the end of the year, and maybe I can put Kyler in that conversation.
That's fair. I'm really proud of you that you didn't put Kyler above Lamar in that situation.
Get back to me at the end of the year. Yeah. We'll see where we're at. See if he won MVP.
I think just having fast linebackers, which, I mean, Kansas City did draft one of the fastest linebackers. Really,
yeah. They have an edge presence.
Oh, their D line is a D. That's one of the best. I mean, Frank Clark.
And that's what you need, because teams that did a really good job, even in Lamar's rookie year in the playoffs, the Chargers. They just contained him while also sending pressure up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Force his decision. Don't let him get to the outside, and force him to be a pocket passer.
Yeah. Which
he's good at, but don't let him make plays.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great quarterback. It'll be a great game. Baltimore, that's my prediction to win.
Score?
38-34.
38-34. Okay.
Wait. I said Kansas City will cover the spread. Never mind. I want Baltimore to cover the spread then if I said 38-34.
Yeah, because it's 3.5.
Yeah, so Baltimore covers too.
I'm taking Kansas City.
What's your score?
42. No, 45. 45. 37.
Wow, so this is going to be like a top scoring Monday night game. It's going to be like the Rams-Chiefs game?
Chiefs, yep. I'm picking, Rams-Chiefs game.
All right, if it's like the Rams-Chiefs game, then the Chiefs will lose again.
I mean, they won't be in Mexico, so.
But, yeah. They weren't in Mexico. That was
they got moved.
They got moved to LA. I think that's why Kansas City lost. If it was in Mexico, I think they win that game.
Yeah.
But
alrighty, I think that's it for us.
That was
nice. How long? What are we at?
We're
pushing hovering around an hour.
Yeah,
55.
First podcast of
Feels
many
good.
to come back.
Stay tuned. We got things coming.
We got big things planned.
We're motivated.
College life has motivated us to do stuff with our life because
exactly
we're adults now and we have to do this.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's create things. Let's do good things.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, this is just for us.
Exactly. We're having a good time.
This is fun.
Exactly. It kind of sucks you can't do this in person all the time.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great in December.
Yeah.
And we're both here.
Oh my God, I'm here for I'm here from Thanksgiving till January 22nd.
22nd?
Yeah.
I gotta go back like the 8th.
We don't get a spring break though.
Oh.
They took away our spring break. Yeah. University of Iowa took away their spring break.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We might all be taking online classes at home come next semester. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. Thank you guys for
Thank you very much.
If you guys somehow made it to the end of the video.
If you made it all the way, I'm going to guess people that made it to the end. Colin.
My dad.
Your dad. My dad probably didn't. If you did, send me a text and say.
If anyone made it to the end of the video, comment pineapple.
Pineapple, that's the one.
Pineapple.
You could send me a text personally, or you could comment pineapple, because I don't think anybody that we don't know is watching this. I mean, I hope.
Exactly.
Maybe one day once the TikTok blows up, we're gonna be the Addison Rae of football.
I don't have a fat enough ass to hold that.
I mean,
and that's where we should end it.
Okay, yeah, we're done.